Welcome to the Friday Night Showdown. It's the Pirates versus the Braves from SunTrust Park, presented by Kaiser Permanente.
A big, beautiful crowd is filing into SunTrust Park as the Braves resume hostilities with the Pittsburgh Pirates, a club they swept up at PNC Park a couple of weeks ago. Let's see if the Braves' bats can come to life, and if Atlanta's pitching does as well as it did up north. Should be an awful lot of fun here in Atlanta. With Paul Byrd, Joe Simpson, Chip Carey, welcome back to the ballpark. 9-2 was the final in that Braves-Pirates series. That's right, 9-2. That's the total amount of runs scored by the Braves and Pittsburgh in 3 games, Paul. That tells you how good Atlanta's pitching was.
It was incredible. One of my favorite series of the year. How about the Roberto Clemente Bridge in the background? Nice weather, and the starters threw fantastic. Even Bryce Wilson, rookie, called up, 20 years old, threw excellent, and the bullpen followed up with great stuff to preserve those wins.
And for the offense, while they only scored 9 runs, it was enough to get the sweep. And if there was one difficulty, it was that they had a lot of base runners. They just couldn't get the big hits. They went 2 for 20 with runners in scoring position while scoring 9 runs. Remember, they had 6 of those runs in 1 game. The Braves over the last 10 games have been struggling a little bit with runners in scoring position. Hopefully tonight against Jamison Taillon, they'll get back on track.
And hopefully they'll give Anibal Sanchez a few early runs to play with as he has the ball for the Braves in the series opener. It's a perfect night for baseball. The Braves and the battling Buccos here at SunTrust Park. Lineups, first pitch, and a whole lot of fun comes your way right after the break. Breeze, low humidity, post-game fireworks and a concert to boot, and the Braves and Pirates get things started with Anibal Sanchez on the mound for the Braves, looking for victory number 7 on the season, fellas.
You see the last 8 games, 3.5 ERA, not bad at all. First 11, he was a little bit better, but the good news, he has been solid all year long, come up with some really big games, a huge difference between 2017 and 18. Glad he's on our side.
Boy, me too. He's been so fun to watch all year long. His 4 keys to pitching success: Number one, slice and dice. Boy, he has used his cutter, his curveball, all of his weapons to great effect all year long. Mix it up against this Pirates team and stretch. That doesn't mean work out of the stretch. That means he's had such trouble with pulled muscles and cramps lately that hopefully he's stretched out and is ready to go tonight.
Sounds like a future broadcaster to me. Joe, Starling Marte swings and misses, and we're underway.
Yeah.
84 degrees officially tonight as Starling Marte has gotten hot. A 6-game hitting streak for Pittsburgh. And this is sort of unfamiliar territory for Anibal. He's been around the block a long time, but he hasn't faced the Pirates since the 2016 season. So we'll see what tricks he has up his sleeve tonight. And a swing and a miss as Marte behind a ball and 2 strikes. You saw the Pirates last time we were in Pittsburgh, fellas. The one thing that jumped out at you was their offensive problems. They are not scoring runs with any regularity whatsoever. So hopefully that'll continue for Anibal as he missed outside 2-2.
Surprised me a little bit, Chip, because they have good players. Some of those players have good numbers, but they were in a funk when we were there. Could not get anything going that we would, you know, stymie them a little bit when they got guys on base. So I hope that continues in this series.
Little dribbler hit toward third. That's tough play. Camargo barehand flips to first. It'll be an infield hit. And Starling Marte has a 7-game hitting streak. There's a tough break. And a fast runners aboard to start the game for the Pirates here in the first inning.
You're right about that, Paul, with respect to the Pirates getting men on base up in Pittsburgh. Atlanta turned some nifty double plays to help their pitchers while they were up there. That got them out of some jams. And what do you know? A double play situation already tonight.
Yep.
And the Pirates know a thing or two about hitting into double plays. They have hit into a zillion of them, including this young man, Josh Bell, who's wrapped into 12 twin killings this season. Pirates have 5 players in double digits in double plays in 2018. And 4 of them in a row, starting with Josh Bell, who's hit 8 homers this year. Had a big rookie season last year, but not quite as powerful so far in 2018.
Marte has 29 stolen bases. Got to keep an eye on him. He's also been caught 11 times.
And Bell behind, 0-2.
I really have to credit Anthopoulos as well, because he went out and got guys like Gossman, Venters, who have that high ground ball percentage. We play defensively very well. The positioning has been different this year. It has been excellent based on the new stats, and I think that needs to be called out as well.
Runner goes, good jump. The pitch a ball, the throw to second is strike, but late. And Marte has his 30th steal, but he came off the bag and got tagged out. He came off the bag, and Marte saying Dansby pushed him off the bag, and he's going to be tagged out twice. And now he has a word with Dansby, who got him with the baseball in his throwing hand. Well, let's take a look at this play. Marte easily stole the base, but apparently came off. Was he pushed?
Well, he just tagged him.
I mean, there's no rule that says you have to tag him with a feather duster, does it?
It's Jordan Baker, the second base umpire. That's not something he can ask for a challenge on.
So Marte easily safe there, but a good hard tag, and Dansby just pushed his hand off the bag, and Marte will be retired thanks to some good defensive work by Dansby.
I've had that happen to me before. Didn't like it, but it didn't change the ruling.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes for Bell with 1 out all of a sudden.
Yeah, I would say if you're a position player, you'd be a little upset running back to the dugout after that one. They would have an argument, I think, if you reviewed it.
Yeah, they would have, but as Kent Herbeck showed us.
I was just going to say that.
You can do that.
A little bit of payback for Kent Herbeck cheating back in 1991. So 2 balls, 2 strikes for Josh Bell, who last year set a National League record for most homers by a switch hitting rookie. 26 homers. He's tailed off to 8 this year. Now the payoff pitch is taken low, and Bell's aboard with a walk. So here's Clint Hurdle's Toyota starting lineup. The Buccos come to town at 65 and 69, 9.5 out in the wild card, 14.5 out in the divisional race. And as Paul said, there's some talented guys on this Pittsburgh lineup card. For whatever reason, they just have not clicked after a brilliant run that saw them win 12 out of 13 games in July. Braves held them to 2 runs up in Pittsburgh. And here's Polanco, the Pittsburgh right fielder. He's got 21 homers. He has 74 RBIs. But he too is a double play candidate. As that one caught a corner, a strike.
And he had a good series up in Pittsburgh, 3 for 10 with that game tying laser homer he hit into the seats and right.
You see those 21 home runs. Loves the ball away from him. The big tight end likes to get extended.
And Anibal fooled him there. No balls, 2 strikes. Polanco is a dangerous doubles, triples, and home run man. He's second in extra base hits among outfielders in the National League behind Christian Yelich. Did he go there? No swing. And Polanco has a second life, a ball and 2 strikes. Christian Yelich, of course, padded those numbers with that brilliant 6 for 6 game, including the cycle for Milwaukee a couple of days ago.
And they made an improvement to their ball club, they hope, today.
Couple of them. This is the final day for teams to acquire players through the waiver process and have them be eligible for postseason play. As a swing and a miss, had Polanco out in front. First strikeout for Sanchez. 2 out, 1 aboard, and David Freese coming up. Milwaukee has apparently acquired Gio Gonzalez from the Washington Nationals and Xavier Cedeno from the White Sox to bolster their rotation and their bullpen.
Their rotation had been decimated by injuries most of the year. Oh, that was close. Great change up to Polanco. Nice job by Sanchez, really not giving him anything but off speed at bat.
Tripled up on the changeup, threw it different speeds, same exact zone. 2 fell off the table.
A strike to David Freese, who's starting for the first time in a week for Pittsburgh. Kind of surprised the Pirates haven't been more active in this waiver period, moving some of their veteran players. As that one's caught on and missed. Got Harrison, you've got Freese, you've got Echeverria. Those players would have some value, I would think, for contending clubs. They're still playing for the Pirates and still getting some playing time.
Corey Dickerson too.
Yeah. So Sanchez ready as 0-2 is fouled away.
I think when they got Chris Archer, they were looking to head in the other direction. You know, and I thought that was a good pickup for them, but they just went into a slump at the wrong time. I think the Braves helped that out a little bit with some good pitching, and they've gone the exact opposite direction the Braves have.
No balls, 2 strikes. Lifted in the air toward right field and deep. Ender on the run, still streaking to the track, to the wall, leaps up, and he caught it.
No, he couldn't.
What a grab up against the wall.
Holy smokes.
Century Mile and hauled it in before it hit the fence at the 375 side. Another great catch and reaction for the Bravos in the top of the first inning. Well, fellas, the Braves defense up in Pittsburgh was outstanding. It's already been good tonight. Let's hope the offense is as good as the glove work. Brian Snitker certainly hopes so as he pencils in this Toyota starting lineup tonight, with Ronald Acuna Jr. set to take aim at Jameson Taillon, a 10-game winner for Pittsburgh.
He's been outstanding. They really believe that he can be a #1 for them. 10-9 on the season. Last 9 road starts have been very good. And he will throw a curveball, slider, change at you. Now, guys, he just started throwing a slider in May. And since then, he has not given up more than 3 earned runs in any one start.
He has 16 consecutive starts of 3 earned runs or less for Taillon this year.
He deserves success with all he's been through in his career, trying to get to the big leagues and stay. Multiple injuries, a battle with cancer, and having his best year.
And he fooled Acuna there. A ball and 2 strikes. This kid was the #2 overall pick in the 2010 draft out of Woodlands, Texas High School. I mentioned he's a Canadian citizen. He has dual citizenship. As this one's hit a mile high deep toward left at the track, at the wall, and just enough room. It came back for Dickerson for out #1. He almost hit that to the Great White North. 1 out.
Breaking ball too. If it went as far as it went high, it would have been an easy homer.
There's the slider, catches a little bit too much of the middle, and Ronald Acuna, even when he makes an out, he is fun to watch.
Yeah, that's right.
So Taillon gets the first out. He faces Ender Inciarte. Jameson's parents are Canadian. His mom was born in Toronto. His dad in St. Andrews West near Cornwall, Ontario. But he was born in the States, so carries dual citizenship. And as I said, the #2 overall pick in the draft back in 2010. How about this top 3? Bryce Harper 1, Taillon 2, Manny Machado #3. That is a star-studded draft class. And a ball and 2 strikes.
Pretty loaded first round too, wasn't it? Wasn't Fulte in there?
Mike Fultonevich was the 19th pick. Christian Yelich was the 23rd. As this one's hammered toward the left center field gap, Marte and Dickerson converge. It'll be on the ground. Miscommunication with Dickerson and Marte. Ender is still at first base, and the troubles for Starling Marte continue in Bucco's colors, and a break for Atlanta.
If you're going to play center field, you got to be the captain out there and take what you can get. But he was looking at Dickerson almost the whole way.
Dickerson wasn't even close to the ball.
Pretty good first inning for Marte, huh?
Wow. Remember, he was benched when the Braves were up in Pittsburgh for not hustling. Might get an earful for not catching that routine fly. So there's a break. Freddie Freeman, the hitter. And a swing and a miss. Good to see Freddie break out a little bit last night. 2 hits against the Cubs, 3 RBIs. He had 3 hits in his previous 28 at bats before a 3rd inning single and then the 5th inning game tying double, or triple, I beg your pardon.
I think Ender would tell you that he should be on second base. He took a hard round at first and then just hesitated a little bit. But I think he would have had second base had he gone. Good news is he can steal bases.
Good catch and throw man behind the plate for the Pirates. And Diaz has thrown out 10 of 26 would-be base stealers. So we'll see if Atlanta tries to challenge him.
Yeah, they've got 2 guys who can really throw. He and their number 1 guy, Cervelli.
1-1 pitch. Good cut. And Freddie now faces a 1-2 count. Freeman at .311 on the year, 20 homers, 81 runs batted in.
Have to be careful with Diaz too. He likes to throw the behind runners at first. Picked off Addison Russell, the Cubs, in the 11th, right before we came to their place.
Nice stop there for a 2-2 count. Freddie now 4th in the National League in batting average. Tied with Lorenzo Cain and Jose Martinez with that .311 mark. Christian Yelich, the top hitter, at .316. Freddie and Nick Markakis, though, still first in most hits for National League players. Each of them have 160.
Good little friendly competition going on with the Braves.
Yes,
I
sir.
like it.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Batting practice was optional today. Several guys out on the field still taking BP. Freddie was not one of them. Neither was Nick Markakis. I'm sure they took some swings in the cage, but neither one was on the field that I saw.
Tyon ready. The pitch. Good try and a better eye for Freeman.
Is that a good idea when you come into the last month of the season, Joe, where you can skip a little bit? I know some guys go down an ounce in the type of bat they swing.
I know that's one thing they've been suggesting to Ozzie Albies too, is to go to a lighter bat just for that reason.
So a payoff pitch. Ender's running. It's cut on a miss. Diaz's throw is going to be in time. Ender says take a look. He thought he got his foot in and thought the tag was up around the knee. Busy inning for Tony Randazzo at second base. For the moment, that's 2-6 caught stealing. We'll see if Atlanta challenges the call.
You know what? I think he's safe.
I do too.
And I bet they won't overturn it. That's the fear of it. He's already been called out. But I think he's safe. So no challenge.
Yep, not enough evidence for the Braves to challenge the call. So a strike him out, throw him out double play ends Atlanta's first. No score at SunTrust Park.
offers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. And by Delta Airlines.
Well, we're hoping all the Braves fans will be dancing in the aisles after this one tonight. No score after one. Big night here at SunTrust Park. Got the Zed post-game concert. Got fireworks as well. And so far, good ball game. Sanchez and Tyon scoreless after one. This will be Corey Dickerson leading off the second for the Pirates. And he takes outside, ball one. $11 homers, 46 runs batted in for Mr. Dickerson, who takes downstairs, ball two.
Marte has that good speed. Dickerson also a leadoff hitter, an all-star in 2017 with 27 home runs, Tampa Bay, and his career was transformed.
And that's inside the bag down the first base line. That'll bounce off the wall. And Dickerson's on his way to second with a leadoff double. Second time the Pirates have put the leadoff man aboard. And now Diaz, the catcher, will try to move him over.
Yeah, that puzzled me when Tampa Bay pretty much put him out there for the taking, and the Pirates gobbled him up. But put him in that Tampa Bay lineup right now and see what you got. That they were already pretty impressive.
So 27 doubles for Dickerson, who's now hit safely in 10 of 11 against the Braves. He's been a tough out. Here's Elias Diaz, hitting .286 for the year. We'll see if Pittsburgh can play fundamental National League offense and get this man to third base here. They have scored a grand total of 30 runs in their last 13 games, including 2 in 3 games against the Braves. Bouncing ball up the middle. That's going to sneak through for a base hit. Dickerson's going to come around. Ender's throw is ill-advised and late. And Diaz on his way to second, and he'll stand there with a 1-0 Pirate lead. So Pittsburgh won't be shut out tonight. Back-to-back hits gives them a 1-0 lead.
You saw Ender kick the ground after that. I think he wishes he would have either held on to it. Cut off Manfred a little late getting over there. There's really no play at the plate. Dickerson being a fast runner, so good base running by Diaz.
Yeah, Ender was mad at himself for making that throw.
Here's Josh Harrison playing second for Pittsburgh tonight. Didn't see much of Josh up at PNC Park. He got a couple of at-bats. He's been bothered by some hamstring issues. And another veteran player who may draw some trade interest before this night is over. No balls and a strike. To be eligible for postseason play, you have to be on your team, your new team's roster, by midnight Eastern time tonight.
You used to have to be in town. You had to be there, physically be there. They made an allowance one year. I've told this story before about Freddie Lynn going to Detroit, I think it was. They sent a private plane for him, and the league allowed him to be eligible for the postseason because he was within radio contact on the plane.
I love that story.
But Josh Harrison might be, I don't want to say showcase, but there might be some teams that are interested in him, just wanting to see him play tonight to see if he's favoring that hamstring, if he's okay, and then have time to pull the trigger before midnight.
He's not the only player that falls into that category. First the pitch, and that's over the inside corner, strike 3. Harrison's rung up. Second strikeout for Anibal, and Harrison didn't think much of the call. 1 away.
Great fastball inside part of the plate. Excellent frame job by Zook, and 87 miles an hour with the heater is still good enough.
That'll bring up Newman. Kevin Newman.
Hello, Newman.
Scott Kingery's roommate in college. Hitting 150 in the big leagues after a 302 mark at AAA. Yeah, that other player I was talking about is Josh Donaldson.
Right.
For the Toronto Blue Jays. He is trying to play in rehab games down in Florida. Played in one, didn't play yesterday, and is not in the lineup today. He's been out with a calf problem almost all year long. He apparently has cleared waivers, meaning every team passed on him because he has roughly $4 million in remaining salary due. So Toronto would have the ability to trade him to any club that inquires about Josh Donaldson before midnight tonight. 1-1 pitch. He has popped up and out of play.
A healthy Donaldson would be a great add to any team. The risk is whatever he's owed for the month of September, going to be a free agent, and if he's not healthy, then you got to really weigh all that in terms of how much he might be able to play.
1 ball, 2 strikes for Kevin Newman. And bounced foul. And I presume, Joe, that's why everybody passed on him, because if they had claimed him, Toronto could simply assign that contract to the claiming team and they'd be on the hook for all $4 million.
Exactly.
So it'll be a fascinating time to follow the trade wires tonight. It's already been a very busy day the last 24 hours. Some big names have already moved. The pitch just missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Newman looking for his first RBI. He has a big lead at second. And he throws him inside corner again. He's gotten the last 2 hitters with the same pitch. That's a big out. Now the pitcher's up.
Excellent pitch again on the inside part of the plate. 88 miles an hour. You see he's on the side of it just a little bit. Front door cutter. I say fastball because a cutter is a fastball. That is a huge out.
But let's not let the pitcher hurt us. That's been happening a bit too frequently. And Jamison Taillon 3 for 45 at the plate. 19 strikeouts.
This is the Dumb and Dumber at bat, Chip.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
You're saying there's a chance.
Yep.
Well, let's hope not. 1 ball, 1 strike for Jamison Taillon. And fouled back. 1-2. Pittsburgh really needs this guy to be a big time star for them. When you're the 2nd overall pick in the draft, that's a guy you can't miss on, and they haven't missed. As Joe said, he's just had horrible injury issues with which to deal early in his career. And he's going to have to deal with 3 straight strikeouts by Anibal Sanchez to end the Pirates' 2nd. They strike first on a Diaz run scoring single. It's 1-0.
September 1st, which means the rosters expand to 40 guys for all of the 30 teams. And I was able to speak to Braves general manager Alex Anthopoulos, who told me we can expect to see some added bullpen depth tomorrow to give those guys a little bit of a breather. And he also said that they want to add some speed to the base paths, and they're going to bring up some guys who can come in some pinch running situations. Brian Snigger also confirmed that the Braves will add the third catcher in Rene Rivera, which will give Tyler Flowers and Kurt Suzuki some opportunities to pinch hit a little bit more. And they confirmed, guys, that they will be going with the 6-man rotation from here on out for the rest of September. So Chip and Joe, I'm going to shield myself from the sunflower seeds, but that's all you need to know on September call-ups tomorrow.
Hey, Kelsey, ask Peter Moylan, when was the last time he made a start?
Peter Moylan, when was the last time you made a start?
Rookie ball.
Rookie ball, Joe.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
A while ago. Joe wanted to know.
1996. Fine vintage year.
Fine vintage year, he says, 1996.
That was maybe Kelsey's most impressive report of the year.
I agree.
When you've got Peter staring at you with that Cheshire Cat grin and you don't break up, that's really good work.
Sunflower seed, she didn't flinch once.
No. So Nick Markakis leads off for Atlanta. It's 1-0 Pittsburgh. Markakis, Camargo, and Suzuki. And that one's flared toward the shortstop, and Newman makes the play for out number 1. Here's Johan. Johan, an impressive day against the Cubs last night. 2 hits, including one on an 0-2 count against Mike Montgomery. He was also hit by a pitch. Last night he hit second. He's back down in his customary 5th spot for the Braves. Johan's hit safely in 6 of his last 7 games.
There's a curveball from Tyon, and he's got a beauty. One of the best. I mean, it's so good, Paul, that I would be concerned that maybe the slider would take something away from it.
He throws his slider really hard like a cutter, and people aren't used to seeing that, so they read fastball a lot. But if he wants to strike out.
Wow, Camargo clipped on an 0-2 pitch. And Tyon can't believe it. I'm not sure Camargo made much of an effort to get out of the way, but all help appreciated. A runner aboard with 1 out.
These are the types that you don't mind getting clipped on, especially 0-2.
No, I agree. But as I was saying, if he likes the cutter, it's changed his game. Little slider cutter. It's a hard slider. But if he wants the strikeout, he goes to that curveball that you're talking about, Joe. Outstanding.
First pitch to Kurt Suzuki's popped up, and it'll be Newman again. And there's out number 2.
Just looking at Camargo's on base percentage, not counting getting plunked tonight, adding to it, but coming into the game, 42 walks to go with 103 hits. He's been hit by pitches 4 times. 353 on base percentage. Darn good.
My favorite a couple nights ago when he turned that 100-mile-an-hour fastball. I didn't know he had 415 power.
Ozzie Albies the batter. Shift on for him, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Yeah, Camargo's homer was hit on the highest velocity pitch all year that left the ballpark. Pretty impressive.
And he pulled it.
Yeah, sweet swing.
No balls and a strike for Ozzie, and way outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Speaking of pulling the ball, I think Ozzie got in a bad habit of pulling everything. And when we were in Pittsburgh, the second to last round in batting practice, he worked with Freddie Freeman, and Freddie said, I want you to try to hit that line drive over shortstop, and I want you to be very selective. Since he got a nice little lesson from Freeman, I have noticed a difference in his approach.
And it's a fine line, I would think, guys, for Ozzie Albies. He's an aggressive hitter. but so many times he swings at a pitcher's first pitch that he's automatically, it seems, behind in the count 0-1, especially in the second half.
Yeah, it's okay to swing at the first pitch if you get what you're looking for. If you're getting, if you go up there looking for a breaking ball, for example, oh, that hurt, and get a breaking ball, and it's a strike, then heck yeah, go after it. If you're looking fastball and you get a good fastball to hit, go after it, but not just any fastball and not just any breaking ball.
Let's see if they try to heat him up upstairs here with 2 strikes. And it's a swing and a miss. And that's going to retire Albies and Atlanta. Camargo left stranded at first base. And after 2, Tyon leads the Braves 1-0 in Atlanta. Special. The special offer includes a $10 general admission ticket and a $5 credit to spend on concessions or merchandise during the game. Head to braves.com/college and use your .edu email to take advantage of this offer. And you know, Jim Lovell is fired up about tonight's night. The great Braves traveling secretary, a proud Auburn alumnus. It is Auburn night here in Atlanta.
War Eagle.
You're interesting, Chip. Very interesting.
Huh?
We mentioned Florida night, and your nose goes in the air, and you say, ew.
Yeah.
Auburn, you're cool.
I'm cool with Auburn.
Yeah.
They don't wear jorts. 2 balls, no strikes.
Sound like a War Eagle cheer going on right now.
That's it. But isn't this a great time of year? You've got the pennant races, weather's starting to change, everybody's getting excited about postseason baseball. And all the folks you sit with and work with, you can start to hate their guts because college football season's starting. There's a shot down the left field line, and it's foul. Hey, all right, that youngster came away with a souvenir. That's awesome. Oh, no, no, no.
That was a boot, Dad.
I think he actually shut his eyes and looked to the left.
Might have.
While it was going into the glove.
Might be from Gainesville, Florida.
Where is it you live again?
Huh?
Where do you live again?
St. Augustine, world's oldest city.
Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the southern district of the University of Georgia Nation.
I see. Oh. Southern Outpost.
Yes. Ground ball to Camargo. Throw first in time. 1 out. Here's Bell.
A lot of migration these days.
Yeah, well, hey. We just go back to what Larry Munson used to say. Can you imagine all the property that's going to be destroyed in St. Simons and all those beachside condos? took his advice. Here's Bell. He walked and was stranded back in the first inning.
Miss old Larry.
And that's upstairs to Josh. 1 ball, no strikes. Cubs and Phillies are playing tonight. We will keep an eye out on that big series. Braves are huge Cubs fans the next 3 days. It's Quintana and Pivetta at Citizens Bank. Cubs have won 8 of their last 9. They are 18-9 in August. That is a very good Cubs team that made an interesting acquisition today. Tell you about that in a moment. This one's hammered well foul and out of play. The Cubs signed former Brave and former Cardinal Jaime Garcia today. Why? Well, Jaime Garcia has held left-handed hitters to a 188 average. So it'll help with some bullpen depth for Chicago. And Bell didn't get that. 2-2.
Well, nobody liked, from our side of things, nobody liked the way the game ended up last night against the Cubs. But if you're a baseball fan, that was an enjoyable game to watch.
Strike 3. He's painting corners. That's 5 strikeouts for Sanchez already tonight, and 2 are out.
Oh, he's been outstanding. Talking to Braves pitching coach Chuck Hernandez before the game, I said, what do you want to see out of Sanchi to know that he's on? And he said, Paul, when he can work both sides of the plate. So after 2 pitches in, you're going to see he went away, and then he comes back in with the fastball. Here's the cutter, and that is the freezer.
That little backdoor cutter, front door cutter to right-handers has been good tonight. Really, and he's getting a call.
Another corner cut right there. A strike to Polanco, who was the first strikeout victim for Sanchez tonight.
I was just thinking, the Braves and Cubs split their 6 games this year. Very evenly matched. They were evenly matched last night. Braves came up a run short, but it was fun to watch.
And you think about how dominant the Cubs were against the Braves head-to-head the previous 2 years. That tells you what you need to know about how far the Braves have come in such a short period of time. And in talking with Joe Madden before the game yesterday, he said, look, I was on your team in positive fashion very early in the season. He is a big fan of what Brian Snitker has done, what his staff has done, and what the Braves have put together. And he knows that there's a chance these 2 teams, Chicago and Atlanta, could meet again. Outside, 2-2 to Polanco, the Pirate right fielder.
I asked Duda before the game who the Braves picked up to be a bat off the bench, what he noticed coming over here, and the first thing he said was chemistry.
Hannibal doing what good pitchers do. You get that corner, you move the ball out a little further, either get a chase or a call. Got neither there, and it's a full count. Bases empty, 2 outs, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He is pulling strings and hitting corners. 6 strikeouts for Sanchez through 3 innings. He's coming up second, trailing only 1-0 to the Pirates in Game 1. Do you think will have the biggest impact for the Braves down the stretch? Tweet us at Fox Sports Braves using the hashtag Braves Call Up, and your tweet could be read on the Braves Live post-game show. We will find out who those call-ups will be in just a few hours, I would presume. As we battle the Pirates in game one, 1-0 Pittsburgh. Here in the third, Swanson, Sanchez, and Ronald Acuna will be the hitters against Jameson Taillon, who has been very sharp in his first 2 innings of work. Line drive into center, but it's going to hang up for Marte, and he makes the catch on a hard hit ball, 1 out.
Right on the nose. Hit it too good.
Well, he's been hitting everything too good, hasn't he? He's had a nice 2.5-week run. 5 homers, 13 RBIs for Swanson in his last 17 games. And now Aniball's the hitter. He's 0 for 30 at the plate.
I've always said hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in all of sports. People will counter with a golf ball. I've always said, well, the golf ball doesn't move, and when you hit it right, there's nobody that runs out in the middle of the fairway and snags it.
Right.
Plus, everybody's so quiet when they swing the golf club. 0-2 pitch. And then it's strike 3. 3 strikeouts for Taillon. Wouldn't you like to see the pro golfers have to take their cuts with somebody yelling, "You stink!" in the middle of their backswing?
Yes.
I think the only time I saw that and I just loved it was Bubba Watson doing it at the Ryder Cup. He was like stirring up the crowd on the first tee. Let's go. Let's hear you. I loved it.
Well, everybody loves what Ronald Acuna is doing. He's our Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot feature. He has had a huge second half.
You know, this guy has put himself right at the top of the Rookie of the Year chase with that work. And moving up to the top of the order, thanks to his manager, he is really excelled there.
Middle of a pennant race, and you put a 20-year-old at the top of your order and say, "Hey, kid, get us going." Not a lot of people can do that. He responded with the perfect approach. I saw a little more patience out of him. He started to spit on that slider that he used to chase, and then he would look away at times and could still turn on the ball in because his hands were electric.
2 quick strikes from Taillon, and that's in the dirt. Great note on Ronald in the Braves press notes. He's one of 7 rookies since 1913 to collect 38 hits and 10 homers in a calendar month. The first to do that since Mike Trout. Ryan Braun is the only other player to accomplish that since the start of divisional play in 1969. I mean, when you talk about the accolades this kid has earned because of his great play, I mean, you could put together 2 or 3 legal sheets of paper with everything he's been doing.
He holds his bat more or less in front of him, and to generate the bat speed that he generates, typically you've got to have a big load or a hitch, meaning you've got to get your hands started, you've got to move them back to get started again. He doesn't, and Kevin Seitzer was talking about it today. He said that's because his back hip is so quick that helps get that bat through the zone. His hips are incredible with his turn on the ball.
Well, he just missed hitting a leadoff homer tonight. He chased Dickerson back to the warning track.
So he's got him more or less right in front of him. But you watch his hands, they don't move back much.
Swing and a miss. Slider takes care of Acuna. 4 strikeouts for Taillon, who's got 3 scoreless innings. 1-0 Pittsburgh.
The fourth, Braves down 1-0. How about our Cricket Wireless? Something to smile about. Anibal Sanchez with a little of this, a little of that, lighting up that inside corner on righties with the cutter. And just when you think he's going to come in, he's going to paint away like Picasso, and then he's going to subtract the nasty changeup. He has been outstanding and really fun to watch work tonight, guys.
Every night it seems like, Paul, he's fun to watch because of how he pitches.
Well, 6 strikeouts through 3 innings. The Dickerson double, the Diaz single, the only damage for him. As Pittsburgh leads 1-0 after 3. David Freese flied out to right center field. A great running catch by Ender. As the wind has started to pick up here in Atlanta. Flags blowing from left to right. Out of the flagpoles on the walking concourse in right center. That's where Freese hit the ball his first time up. And downstairs, ball 2. Freese looking for 4 RBIs before the end of the season. That would get him to 500. And this one in the air toward Ender in center. And he'll move to his right. And in slightly left of center, he makes the catch. Freese is 0 for 2.
What was that, a bag of sunflower seeds that fell on the ground?
I don't know. No, but it looks like the wrap of a batting glove.
Yeah.
So Dickerson, the villain so far tonight. He's doubled and scored the lone run in the game. One run, 3 hits for the Pirates. No runs, 1 hit for the Braves. And out of play. Strike 1. Still scoreless in Philadelphia. It is raining, by the way, at Citizens Bank Park, where Quintana and Pivetta are working. Just had a nice shot on the scoreboard saluting Cole Hamels, who returns to Philadelphia as a member of the Cubs. Of course, the Phillies traded Hamels to the Texas Rangers and got a great haul of players in return. Boy, was that Phillies staff tough with Cliff Lee and Cole Hamels and Roy Halladay and others.
Brad Lidge.
He was pretty good. A perfect year as their closer. Didn't blow a single save, regular season or postseason, on the way to the World Championship. 2 strikes and a slow breaking ball. Dickerson pops it up and in foul ground. The wind will push it back toward Johan. He makes the play, 2 out.
Well, 2017, Anibal was 3-7 with a 6.41. This year, a drastically different story. What's the difference? Look at the cutter, 22%. We've seen it tonight. He's front-doored it to righties. The slider percentage has gone down, so he has replaced that with a much harder cutter, and the changeup goes up a little bit. Outstanding.
Where would the Braves be without this guy?
And it's not just in the win column, Chip. It's his influence in the clubhouse. The way they look up to him, go to him, seek him out for advice, the help he's provided. That's he's 6-5 with a 3.05 ERA. That's dang good, but everything else is 20-game winner stuff.
And just because you're good doesn't mean that you will share.
Yeah.
So it takes a person that has the right heart, cares about other players.
That got a piece of Kurt Suzuki on the way by. A ball and 2 strikes.
After throwing the comebacker 2-seamer on the outside corner, he throws a straight 4-seamer. And Kurt always seems to find a way to get hit.
That one went right on the end of the glove, right in the fingers.
Glad he's tough.
1-2 pitch. And an odd swing by Diaz, and he's still alive. He thought that was good enough to end the inning. Just low, however. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I did too. Am I allowed to complain up here in the booth?
Sure.
A little low. Close.
That's one of those when you become a veteran and it's not a brown nosing thing, but you walk off the field and you walk over to the umpire and you say, hey, do I need to scoot that over for you? Which is a way of just letting him know you felt it was a strike.
Tricky hop for Camargo. Long throw. Freeman dug out the hop. Wow, what a play at first by Freddie. And it's 9 up, 9 down for Anibal Sanchez.
Boy, it's hard enough when you see Camargo unleash one of his throws, but to think you've got to catch it on a short hop, amazing.
The 4th inning, Ender's going to lead off at the plate. He's already led off with a great catch. Our StatCast AI is powered by AWS.
Well, it ended the 1st inning and it saved a run. Look how far he had to go. Great leap. Great timing. And just another Ender Enciarte web gem.
Great catch like that, Paul, the pitcher's best friend.
That's right, and he will meet as he did Ender before he even got to the dugout. Give him a big hug, high five. Love to see it. That's the chemistry.
And Ender fouls one off his foot and tumbles to the dirt right in front of home plate. That got him flush. When he stays down like that, you know, that got him good.
Well, he does it a lot. He hits his foot a lot, and that guard that guards the inside of the ankle doesn't come down on the top of the foot, and that's where that one hit him. And I'm quite confident that's not the first time he's hit that spot with a foul ball. I've said this before, Paul, and I know you've done this to yourself before a time or two, but it's like taking a bowling ball and just dropping it on top of your foot.
No, absolutely. And the top part of the foot, as you said, doesn't have any protection right there. So not a whole lot you can do. You can't wear a boot that guards your entire foot and run to first. So you have to give up a little bit.
Boy, oh boy. Direct shot, too.
And so Ender's going to stay in the game, and you know exactly where Taillon's going to think about going again. down and in, see if he'll foul another one off, or at least be tentative in that area. That's exactly what he tried, but he missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves have not seen Taillon before. He has been very, very tough so far. And there's that pitch and a check swing, strike 2.
There's that cutter we talked about. Now it's 90 miles an hour, so it falls into the cutter category as fastball tops out around 95, but it breaks almost like a slider, Joe.
It's hard. He's got a lot of weapons, and he throws strikes. He came into the game with 39 walks against 139 strikeouts in 152 innings. Excellent control, weapons, and since May he has been on a roll.
Up the middle, and that'll make his foot feel better. Under a big turn. He's going to try for 2. Marte's throw is late. How about that? The old "my foot really doesn't hurt." I'm going to take 2 on Marte on a base hit to center.
Boy, do I love this. Didn't hit it hard. He knew it just kind of snuck through, but look at him coming out of the box. I watched him run to first, expecting him to limp down there. Cut the bag beautifully and surprised the heck out of Marte.
Marte was not ready at all.
No.
So now Freddie Freeman's the batter. Runner at second, nobody out. Tying run in scoring position. So here's one of those first opportunities for the Braves. And Freddie unloads to center. That'll be deep enough to advance the runner on a tag, you'd think. Nope. Marte got to that one quickly. And a perfect throw. So this was the problem that vexed Atlanta at times last night. And Joe, as you mentioned, it was a problem up in Pittsburgh, even with the sweep. Braves were 2 for 20 with runners in scoring position up there.
And all too often up in Pittsburgh, Chip, they had leadoff doubles that didn't get a guy over or in. And in those close ball games up there, that was huge. Fortunately, the Braves won all 3 of them.
You had a spot like this last night in the 4th inning against the Cubs. Suzuki doubled. Albies and Duvall struck out. And then Mike Foltynewicz struck out to end a 4th inning threat in what was a 3-1 Cub game at the time. So let's see if Nick can pick up Freddie here. He drives another one to center. Marte, though, right there. After the double, 2 pitches, 2 flyouts to center.
Those are the guys you count on to drive in the runs, but also guys you count on to move runners over, especially Freddie with nobody out, but Ender's still at second.
But you got the team's RBI leader since June 1st in the box in Johan Camargo. He got plunked by a 2-strike pitch his last time up. See if he can get the game tied with a clutch hit. Got some news to report from Philadelphia. I'll do that after the pitch to Johan Camargo in a 1-0 Pittsburgh game. Javier Baez has hit a home run. It's 1-0 Cubs in the top of the 5th inning. Javi Baez having an MVP year, 29 homers now and 98 RBIs. 0-2.
Ender was behind 0-2 when he got plunked his last time up. I would be very surprised if they go in on him 0-2 here.
Well, let's see what Taillon has in mind. The pitch is rolled foul. The young Pirates righty is ready, and now time is called. Wind blowing straight in, it appears, at SunTrust now. See if Camargo can sneak one through the infield with 2 strikes. He couldn't. A high fastball at 96 miles an hour retires the side, and the Braves can't cash in. A leadoff double with the heart of the order up. We go to the 5th. Still 1-0 Pittsburgh. Beautiful night to be poolside anywhere in Atlanta. If you are, hope you're enjoying the ball game. A live look at the beautiful Omni Hotel at the Battery Atlanta on our Xfinity cam tonight as the Braves and Pirates square off in game 1 of a 3-game series. Pittsburgh leads 1-0 as Josh Harrison leads off. And the ball has pitched a great game. He's retired the last 9 in a row. He has struck out 6 Pirates in the game. A drive toward Markakis in right. He'll retreat to the track. 1 out.
Chip, you mentioned before that Anibal has not seen the Pirates in a little while, and they didn't treat him nicely, but they have not seen the new Anibal Sanchez. Working that cutter, straight fastball, slider, 2 different kinds of changeups. Hasn't even broke out the eephus yet. A lot of weapons tonight.
He really is an outlier the way the game is pitched nowadays with all the upper 90s velocity guys. He truly pitches. And he really is befuddling major league hitters.
I asked a Braves player to describe him. He said he's a dinosaur, and it was actually a coach who said he's like a mid-90s pitcher. Step on the gas, hit the brakes, little of this, little of that. Not to take anything away from pitchers today, but they throw so much harder on average.
And so many guys throw so hard that he truly is a changeup in the middle of a team's rotation.
He really is. Guys would love to follow him. 95 will look 102.
1 ball, 1 strike for Kevin Newman. And this one's lifted into shallow center. Ender comes charging. He's going to get there. No foot problems for the Braves center fielder. It's 11 up and 11 down, and now Tyon is the batter. Nice quick inning for Sanchez. Be nice to get this kid back on the mound.
Let's also admit for Anibal that he used to throw 95. He used to throw hard. He's 34 years old. He's learned how to use his weapons and not have to max effort on everything. You know, you can teach an old dog new tricks, and he's proof.
No, great point. And when they put down 3, when Zook puts down 3, he will either throw a slider or a cutter. When he puts down changeup, he may throw a changeup that's 78. He may throw one that's 74, or he may throw an eephus change that's 68. All Zook knows is it's going to be a changeup.
A little dribbler hit towards second. That should be easy, and it is. 3 outs on 8 pitches. That's exactly what Anibal was hoping for. Braves down a run halfway through at SunTrust.
The Georgia Lottery, and by the All-South Highway Safety Team. The All-South Highway Safety Team reminds you to play it safe by always wearing your seatbelt.
Time for the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 1-0 Pittsburgh in front. Big crowd here tonight in Atlanta on a gorgeous night. Our final night of August 2018. Braves fans, the 2019 schedule is out, and A-list memberships are on sale now. With the 2019 A-list membership, you'll gain access to postseason tickets this year, and you'll get exclusive benefits, priority access, and year-long discounts next year. Experience the big moments like never before. Head to Braves.com/A-list today.
Just looking at Jamison Tyon's pitch count. 49 pitches, 11 balls.
I've got him with 3 outs on 1 pitch tonight. That helps keep your pitch count down. So that's an inning on 3 pitches. So he'll start his 5th with Suzuki, whom he got to pop out on the first pitch in inning number 2.
And it looks like he carried his players' weekend socks into the game tonight. How about that? Roberto Clemente Bridge.
Nice. He has a complete game shutout this year. That was very early in the season, April 8th. A 1-hitter against Cincinnati, walked 2, struck out 7. He has a more recent complete game, August 7th at Colorado.
Fly ball center, but the wind's going to keep that one from getting to the track. Marte's got it, 1 out.
9-inning complete game against the Rockies. 2 runs he allowed, a walk and 3 strikeouts. He's really had it working the last 3 months of the season.
Very few right-handed pitchers can pitch in the big leagues without a slider. His curveball was so good, he was doing well, but has seemed to go to a next level when he's added that pitch.
I've heard you say that before, Paul. Why do you say that?
If you just look around the league at a right-hander, somebody that's been around 3, 4, 5 years, or who has been around for 10 and is good, 9 out of 10 will have a good slider. My opinion on why that is, I think the strike zone changed. Whereas a curveball used to be called for a strike, now it's not as much anymore. You almost have to hang it for it to be called for a strike. So it's important that you have something that is not your fastball that looks just like it. So somebody that wouldn't have a dynamite slider would have to have a great changeup like a Maddox.
No balls, 2 strikes for Ozzie. And another pop-up. This one into shallow right. Polanco is over. And he's got it, 2 out. Is it hard, Paul, to throw something that's not hard, much like a hitter might say, Joe? It's hard not to swing hard at this level? And is that why a slider is an easier pitch to throw than a curveball?
It gets more swings and misses. It's called for a strike more. Usually it's easier to throw than a good curveball. But what people have trouble doing is throwing both. So when Arizona picked up Tuki Toussaint out of the draft and they said you have to have a slider because they did their studies and analytics, they said stop throwing the curveball and throw a slider. Well, he crashed in the minor leagues. The Braves wisely grabbed him and said, hey, we saw you in high school. You had a dynamite curveball. Where I think Arizona missed is that when I see Tuki's curveball, he throws it from different angles, so it has slider action and it's super nasty. The Braves realized that. They said go back to throwing your curveball that he throws from different arm angles. Therefore, he would be the exception that wouldn't have to have a slider because he has one anyways.
Nasty pitch has Dansby in a 2-strike hole.
Well, we know all the guys, all the really good pitchers have a good slider.
Yes.
Whether it's DeGrom or Scherzer or Bumgarner, Kershaw, you name those guys. Kershaw may be an exception because of his nasty hook, but they have a slider if they need it.
The 0-2 pitch. Ooh, 97 and just a little low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Excuse me. I said he topped out at 95. I meant 97. That pitch is disgusting. Just missed.
Yeah, it is. To stay on that plane for that long.
Another thing, guys, when you, in my opinion, when the guys in the 50s and 60s talked about you don't need a slider, just throw that good curveball, I think the strike zone was different. I think they called a higher strike more, and the game switched. And they started to call off the plate a little bit and not so much the high strike. And I think that's where you had to start throwing the cutter or slider.
I fully agree with that, Paul. And I know that it's been a long time since the umpires wore the outside chest protector in the American League. But there was a definite difference of strike zone in the 2 leagues at that time. And the American League umpires called a lot more high strikes because of that chest protector.
Dansby's battled back to a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Pittsburgh 1, Atlanta nothing in the 5th. And he's run it full. Swanson would love to reach to, at the very least, get Anibal Sanchez into the box here. Great crowd, an electric crowd tonight. Hoping to see some offensive excitement from the Braves. They've been handcuffed on 2 hits. And now the payoff is low. Good at bat by Swanson.
Good take there. Like that was an attempt at a changeup.
Shows what kind of respect they have to Swanson. Hit a few home runs in Pittsburgh. They remembered that and went 3-2 breaking ball with a pitcher on deck and no one on the bases.
And a pitcher that's 0 for 31 at the plate. Good cut there. Strike 1.
I think that's deceiving, though, Chip. He's only 0 for 1 tonight.
True. That's true. And, you know, to quote Paul, you're saying there's a chance. There is a chance.
Yeah.
He's got a bat in his hand. And it's right back to the pitcher who fields his position well. Sanchez makes contact, but no luck. Top of the order coming up for Pittsburgh in the 6th. We're zipping right along. It's 1-0 Pirates.
Trust. Confidence starts here.
We are through 5 in Atlanta. It's Pittsburgh 1, Atlanta nothing. And more great pitching tonight from Anibal Sanchez. That's in keeping with what we've talked about earlier tonight. August has been great for the Braves staff. That's our SunTrust confidence play.
There's 2 lines on there, Paul, that mean a lot to me. 1, opponent's average against. 2, they really cut down on the hits. And within that, they really cut down on the home runs, too.
No, absolutely. And it's been everybody. It hasn't been one guy that's totally dominated, although they've had some great individual. It's been everybody.
And I like the line that was in yellow. The second most innings pitched out of a starting staff, which takes pressure off your bullpen.
Sure.
And then you look at what the relief corps has done for the Braves because they haven't been overworked. The Atlanta relief staff, a 3.31 ERA, their best earned run average of any month this year, with the exception of March, which had just a couple of games. So it all fits together very nicely.
Absolutely it does, and that's a great point by you, Chip. If you're logging a ton of innings and you're out of the pen, it's only a matter of time before that'll catch up with you.
So Anibal starts his 3rd trip through the Pirates order. Starling Marte's the batter and is 0 for 2. Very interesting night for Marte tonight. An infield hit. Tried to steal second. Got tagged hard on the hand. His hand came off the bag. He was called out. He and Dickerson miscommunicated on a fly ball that turned into a hit. As Ender fields that one on a hop. Marte's got his 2nd knock of the night. And then Ender with a base hit up the middle. Out hustled Marte to take second base. That was the good news. The bad news is the Braves couldn't cash in that leadoff double.
That snaps a string of 12 in a row set down by Sanchez.
And fellas, if he was running in the 1st, I would be guessing he'd be thinking about it here in the top of the 6th.
I would agree.
Josh Bell stepping in. We'll see if we can get that double play we talked about earlier. The interesting thing for Marte, for me, 2-time Gold Glover. 15 and 16. That's unusual. When we were in Pittsburgh, he was benched for 1 game for not hustling in the Cubs series.
Pulled foul, strike 1.
Let's also remember who he was playing with, Paul. 15 and 16. He was a left fielder with Andrew McCutchen playing next to him. Took a lot of pressure off him. Not to take anything away from his Gold Glove. I'm sure he deserved it, but he had some help to his left a lot of times.
Yep. But it was just weird for me. It wasn't in between both of them. It was 5 feet in front of him, and he turned and looked like, well, I just didn't understand it.
Nor did I. Most center fielders are going to be taking balls away from you, not trying to give them away.
And Marte laughing because he knows how big his run potentially could be at first base. Braves are paying very close attention to him. No balls and a strike. He starts, then stops, and Bell took a strike. You mentioned Andrew McCutchen. He's on the move again. The Giants traded him to the Yankees yesterday. Little insurance in case Aaron Judge doesn't come back as quickly as New York would like. No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch out.
It was a pretty smooth move by the Yankees. McCutchen has 15 homers. He's driven in about 60 runs.
And a pretty classy move by the Giants, too, in that Andrew McCutchen has been such a great player, great ambassador for a long time. Now goes to a Yankees team with a chance to get in the playoffs again and maybe win a ring. Pitch. Is poked slowly toward first. Freddie's going to go to second, and the stretch. It's going to pull Dansby off the bag. Swanson points to the Braves dugout to take a look and see if he kept the pillow. Marte was called safe, and for the moment 2 are on and nobody is out.
Fielder's choice. Marte is safe at second on an E3 throwing error.
For the moment, it's a high throw and an error on Freddie Freeman. Yeah, the Braves are going to challenge this. I didn't see any daylight between the white cleats and the base. Let's see here. Well, that's close.
Marte may have got him back a little bit right there, pushing the foot off the base. Not a dirty slide, but a good clean slide into second.
As always, the call on the field takes precedence. The fans are seeing the replay right there. It looks like his toe is still on the bag, but is that enough evidence for New York to change the call, which was safe at second base?
I can't weigh in here because it's become apparent this year I don't understand what clear and convincing evidence means.
you and me both.
You're
Paul.
not the only one.
So
Freddie's got a great arm. That thing just took off on him.
Sailed on him.
And you can understand why Freddie tried to get that lead runner. Runs have been so difficult for the Braves to come by against the Pirates. Keep a guy out of scoring position if possible. But for the moment, 2 are on and nobody is out, with Polanco and Freese to follow. This, I think, is the best angle. Is his toe on the bag when the ball is in the leather?
So I would say it briefly is on the bag. I would have him out.
It's one of the things that makes it difficult being a right-handed throwing first baseman, to have to spin and find your target.
Sanchez has thrown 6 or 7 warm-up pitches just to try to stay loose, and now he and everybody else is standing around waiting for the verdict, which is in, and he's going to be safe. Yeah, not enough evidence to overturn that call, I would assume. So it's an error. The call stands. 2 are on, nobody is out, and Polanco's the batter.
That drops my success rate on replay down to 7%.
You're doing better than most.
Yes, you are.
Well, here's a chance for Sanchez to shine now. He's gotten Polanco on strikes twice. You've got Freese waiting on deck. This is the part of the order for the Pirates that hits into a lot of double plays as well. Any of those outcomes would be welcome. As a big wild swing by Gregory is unrewarded. Strike 1.
All change-ups to this guy tonight. He struck out twice on change-ups, once on a 3-2 count. You would expect him to be looking for it early in the count in this situation. But he keeps getting them and keeps missing.
Polanco has struck out 114 times this year, including his 2 this evening. And this one served into shallow right. Long run for Nick. He's going to get there. And an unproductive at bat for Polanco. That's the best of all worlds. You get it out, no advance, and the double play still in order.
Paul, that was a thing of beauty. He tripled up on the changeup again, but we're going to show you. Watch where he put it. Even if Polanco's looking for it, there's nothing he's going to be able to do with it.
Absolutely beautiful, Joe. And you are correct. He's going to the well with the changeup over and over. He throws one that runs, he throws one that's straight, and he throws one where the bottom falls out. That was the runner. Incredible.
So David Freese with 2 flyouts has 2 on and 1 out. And that just missed. Freese is hitting to 10 double plays. And he's hit the ball to Ender Inciarte twice and is 0 for 2.
Dangerous hitter. Generous call there. But I'll say this, Lance Barrett's been calling that pitch all night.
Little pop into shallow center. That's down for a hit. Marte's going to come around and score. It wasn't hit hard, but Freese got enough of it, and that extends the Pirates' lead to 2-0. So Freddie's gamble on that throw to second didn't work out, and Pittsburgh adds to their lead thanks to Freese's 42nd RBI, and it looks like that's going to be the final pitch of the night for Anibal Sanchez. So Dickerson will be the batter. Anibal will leave after 5 innings and a third of brilliant pitching tonight. Just 2 runs, 5 hits, and it's now 2-0 Buccos. Off with Georgia Tech and Alcorn State. Catch the action tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern over on Fox Sports South and streaming on the Fox Sports app, brought to you by your local Ford dealer. Tough break for Anibal Sanchez. Just 1 earned run of the 2 he's allowed so far. The men aboard are his responsibility, and Sam Freeman will try to retire Dickerson and the Pirates here in the 6th.
What I like about Freeman, he's made 3 scoreless appearances since returning from the disabled list, as he missed 20 games with that left shoulder inflammation. So sometimes I like to throw the numbers out and just judge the pitcher on, hey, if you're healthy now, let me watch you and see what you've got.
Sam was great 2 nights ago against the Cubs. Or excuse me, against the Rays. Felt like it was a 3-game series with Chicago. I beg your pardon. Tampa Bay. Weird. 5 strikeouts in 2 innings.
Quickly ahead here on the lefty. That lefties are only hitting .206 against him.
That last pitch was 95 with life.
Line to second, throw back to first, double play. Freese wandered too far, and the Pirates run out of a chance for a bigger inning. Pittsburgh settles for an unearned run. It's 2-0, and the top of the order coming up for the Braves. Cap to Yankees slugger Giancarlo Stanton, who hit his 300th home run for New York. The 5th fastest in baseball history to get to 300 home runs. And Joe, if he keeps hitting them there, he might be the fastest to 400.
What's that old line from the Frank Sinatra song? If he can hit him there, anybody can hit him there. That is a short porch to right. No, taking nothing away from him. Fastest to 300. That's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah.
So here we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Atlanta needs 3 runs to take the lead against Tyon. And the challenge of that is, as Paul mentioned earlier, this young man has given up 3 or fewer earned runs in 16 consecutive starts. And even if you get him out of the game, they have an excellent bullpen that throws hard. So an uphill climb for Atlanta, but still a lot of outs left as the Braves hit in the 6th inning on Auburn night. Tigers fans making some noise as Acuna's ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. Lifted toward right. Polanco on the run at the wall. He's going to look up. It's gone. A majestic home run, and the Braves are on the board. Fellas, he's in scoring position at home plate.
Guys, that had tremendous backspin. That ball took off to the outfield like it was just going to be a routine fly ball, and then it just kept climbing. It got to another stage like it had a booster rocket on it.
Absolutely. Down in Florida, he damaged the inside of Marlins Park. He can pull the ball with the best of them. When you can hit the ball to opposite field and put that much charge into it, when you pop it up, simply incredible.
His 11th homer of August, his 15th homer since moving to the #1 spot in the order, and his 2nd home run against the Pirates this year. And now SunTrust Park is alive in a 1-run game.
The chop never gets old. They got some early fireworks, Chip.
No balls, 2 strikes for Ender Inciarte, who singled and doubled tonight, and takes one downstairs. Fly ball hammered toward right center, but Polanco's going to catch this one shy of the track. He called off Marte. Hard hit ball. He's got to hit it under radar.
Did you see how he had to change directions a little bit? The ball was jumping that way. Somewhat routine, and then he all of a sudden had to give ground. Says he's got it. And then watch this. All of a sudden you can see the number on his back.
1 in, 1 out for Freddie, and Tyon misses outside, ball 1. They keep pitching him away and against their defensive shift. There's only 1 man on the left side of the diamond. That's David Freese. But 96 on that corner will work. 2 balls and a strike.
Larry Boa told Freddie Freeman, we really don't care if you hit a single the other way. We'd actually prefer that you do that. We just don't want you to put a charge into it, hit a double or hit a home run.
Hitters count.
Well, look how deep Starling Marte is playing. I'll tell you what, to back up what Larry Boa might have said or did say, is that Pirates are the same way. We're going to give you a single. We just don't want you to hit it over our head.
Well, the problem is if he serves one up the middle, he might get a double out of it, as deep as Marte is. Let's see what happens on the payoff. Another swing for Freddie here, full count. Ronald Acuna hit an opposite field homer to put the Braves on the board. We're in the 6th, long way to go. 2-1 Pirates. The pitch. Good battle here with Freeman.
That's what he does so well, along with plate discipline. He fouls off good pitches. And as a pitcher, that's very frustrating. You make your pitch, that's not easy to do. You got good life on it, and it's a foul ball, and you're not rewarded. There it is again, 96, a few inches off the plate.
Staying with fastballs, too.
Here comes the 9th pitch of this at bat. And he'll see it 10th. Love it. Nick Markakis to follow. And on the 11th pitch, Freeman is retired. A swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts for the young Pirates right-hander. And 2 men are down for Nick Markakis. Stick around for the middle of the 7th inning. It's the stretch presented by Synovus, the Bank of here. Nick has popped out and flied out. Pittsburgh's had his number. He's 1 for 13 against Pirate pitching so far this year. See if he can improve those numbers with the bases empty. And that catches a corner, strike 1. Oh, 2. 83-mile-an-hour curveball.
To go with a 90-mile-an-hour slider and a 95-mile-an-hour heater, but he's hit his spots tonight. He has pitched to good locations. Even the ball Acuna hit was down.
Well, he's a good pitcher, and as Joe said, with all that he's gone through, really happy to see him having success at the big league level. Game needs guys like this to hit. Again, that's a star-studded draft class. Harper, Taillon, and Machado, 1, 2, and 3. The other 2 are superstars. Taillon's missed 2 professional years coming back from injury. And that one's hammered down the line, and he just missed a double.
Yeah, 2 full years, 14 and 15. Tommy John surgery. He also had sports hernia surgery, and then last year missed a lot of time for surgery. Actually, not that much time. He missed a month when he had surgery for testicular cancer. An amazing comeback.
I don't talk to pitchers on game days, so I was asking a lot of them what he's like, and they just said he is a great guy, very humble for as good as he is.
Fly ball toward right center. Marte on the run at the track and at the wall, makes the play. Any other night that might have left the yard. No such luck for Markakis, and the Braves get an Acuna homer to get back in the game. We're off to the 7th. It's Pittsburgh 2, Atlanta 1. Jr. has had an unbelievable month of August. On this final day of August 2018, he takes the Grand Tour with a solo home run, his 22nd of his rookie season.
Well, you don't want to say he's putting the capper on a player of the month with that home run, because he's got another at bat. There's room for more.
He's not finished.
No.
Hopefully 2 at bats.
Yeah.
If you want to think optimistically, it's now a 1-run game. Bottom part of the Pirates order is up in the 7th, and Luke Jackson is on to pitch. Luke has pitched well, is getting more and more important innings for Atlanta. And he'll face Diaz, Harrison, and Newman for the Pirates. Braves are gunning for their 18th win in August. They're 17-12 so far. Phillies and Cubs are battling. Tied 1-1 in the 7th inning at Citizens Bank Park. Tight game here at SunTrust.
Here's a lucky fan at the home run ball.
Diaz couldn't stop his swing. 2 balls and a strike. Up the middle, Dansby will glove and fumble, but still have time, and Diaz might have turned an ankle crossing the first base bag. He's limping in shallow right field as he awkwardly got to the first base bag, and Swanson's going to get the out at first to start the Pittsburgh 7th.
Oh, happened before that, Chip.
Yep, you're right.
Hammy. You could smell an infield hit, and he was really trying to stretch it out.
Yeah, that's tough. He doesn't even want to walk off the field right now. As a catcher, you need your hammy.
Looks to be walking without any difficulty. Hopefully it was a cramp and nothing more severe, but we'll see if he's going to stay in the game. He was out at first base. Remember, they have Francisco Cervelli as their #1 catcher, so he would be good to go tonight if Diaz cannot stay in. But he and Taillon had such a great rapport as the Pirate battery. We'll see if that has any effect when the Braves come up after the 7th inning stretch.
Kind of like a Flowers Suzuki. Both quality catchers, both starters, but they share time, and when you add them together, it's one fantastic player.
Yeah, slight limp now for Diaz as he gets to the dugout stairs, and Taillon, his starting pitcher, taps him on the back, and you know Mr. Diaz is disappointed after grounding out to short. Here's Harrison. He struck out. He's flied out. Harrison's kind of changed his tune the last couple of weeks. When his name was bandied about on the waiver wire, he said he'd really like to stay in Pittsburgh if possible. That wasn't what he said earlier this year when they traded Garrett Cole and McCutchen. But with that base hit, he's aboard with 1 out, and that gives him a 12-game hitting streak against the Braves.
Yeah, he's always the thorn in the side of Atlanta. I know that.
Yeah, we'd like to see him traded to the American League.
And given his hamstring issues of his own, I'd be curious to see if he's running.
So the Braves have said no soup for you to Newman tonight. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He's 0 for 8 against the Braves. In his first look at Atlanta pitching, Pirates have Jordy Mercer as their main shortstop. But with this season slipping through the fingers of the Pirates in 2018, they're taking an extended look at Newman, both at second and at short, see if he can handle the job next year. Lifted toward right, long run for Nick. Good hustle, but no play.
I liked how Jackson held on to the ball a little bit that time as he came set. Just got to be careful you don't spit before you come set.
Yeah, apparently that's what caused the balk last night, huh?
The 0-1. Harrison was running, didn't get much of a jump, and he'll head back to first. 0-2.
Might have been a hit and run.
Jackson on that time did not hold the ball at all. You have to come to a stop, pause, but he did not hold it long, and I love how he's varying his times. You don't have to have a great move to first to keep people honest if you can vary your times.
Ground ball up the middle. Dansby will shovel to second. High throw. Ozzie got the foot down. Good job by Dansby to keep that ball on the infield and to get the lead runner. Good leap by Ozzie. Otherwise, that could have been a big mess.
Very athletic. Ozzie catching it with that right throwing hand, immediately looking down at the base and landing on it and getting out of the way of Harrison sliding in.
Ozzie can jump. I saw evidence of that today in an interview where he was jumping up 19 or 20 of those steps, you know, like step classes.
Oh, yeah.
Stack them up. He can get up there. Nice play by Dansby, though, who continues to play great shortstop.
And it looked like the step boxes were almost over his head.
One ball, no strikes for Tyon, who's 0 for 2. Runner goes and fouled back. That's interesting. They run with Newman with the pitcher up.
That's very unusual. It was a good hitting pitcher. I'd understand. Tyon 3 for 47 himself.
I think he missed a sign as indicated by Clint Hurdle's reaction.
Yeah, because if he's out, then the pitcher spot has to lead off the next inning. 1-1 pitch. In the Braves' 7th, Camargo, Suzuki, and Ozzie Albies will be the scheduled hitters. Pittsburgh got a single run in the 2nd, another run in the 6th. Both off Anibal. Again, the runner goes. The pitch a strike. Throw on the way, and it's a strike. I don't believe it.
Me neither.
Well, my guess is that Tyon's going to come out and pitch the 7th, and then they'd pinch hit for him anyway in the Pirates' 8th inning. But certainly an interesting strategic move by the Pirates, who won't challenge the call at second base. 2-1 Pittsburgh. It's time for the stretch, presented by Synovus, the Bank of Here.
Welcome to the stretch, presented by Synovus, the Bank of Here.
Welcome to the stretch, presented by Synovus. Jerome and Nick on the Fox Sports set outside the Battery here. And Nick, this is one of these classic games. Last night we saw a thriller between the Cubs and the Braves, albeit Atlanta did lose by 1 run. It was a great game. And tonight we saw a great pitching matchup. And Anibal Sanchez, we talked in the pregame, doesn't have those numbers that jump out at you, but showed again tonight why he is so masterful on the mound when he's on.
You know, he's thrown well the last 2 times out. I thought he threw well again tonight. He had really good stuff. The fastball velocity was there. He had good movement on the fastball, good changeup, good cutter, really commanded the outside of the plate to lefties. Tyon, he's been outstanding the last 16 starts at 2.95 ERA. Got at least 16 at 12 of those 16 starts. Has done that again tonight. This dude's nasty. Up to 97, clean, easy delivery. Good curveball, good slider. That's the one blow right there. Ronald Acuna, 22nd home run of the season for him.
As you can see, we have a 2-1 score at the moment. What a great pitcher's duel we had. And of course, as you mentioned, Acuna with that big home run that has the Braves on the board. These are these games that we have talked about late in the season, where you almost have to manufacture runs to win. If you're going to get into a pennant race, stay there and win your division. What do they have to do here in the next 2-3 innings?
Well, you have to take advantage of the pitching. Taillon's probably going to make it one more inning, and that's going to be it. Try to get to him this inning. Hopefully he's tired. You got to manufacture some runs. I want to see the Braves get some guys over, get some guys in. We need a couple of runs.
All right, before we get you back up to the booth, how about a quick word from our friends at Synovus?
Visit Synovus for your banking, lending, and investing needs. Proudly serving you across the Southeast. Synovus, the bank of here.
Jerome and Nick, nice job on the stretch. Told you about Diaz having to leave with an apparent leg injury. And so Francisco Cervelli will take over behind the plate for the Pirates. He will bat in Diaz's spot, which is 6th on the lineup card. It will be Taillon for the 7th. Camargo, Suzuki, and Albies coming up. The lone run for the Braves, and Acuna homer leading off the 6th. Braves missed out on a chance to score in the 4th after a leadoff double. 2 flyouts and a strikeout. Got Taillon out of the soup in that frame. 1 ball, no strikes. And a high fly ball deep toward right. That ball is deep and gone, and we're tied. Johan Camargo is wearing out the chop house seats this year. Another homer to right. And the Braves are level with the Pirates.
Like he just dropped the barrel on something down and in, Chip. That was just a spinner, wasn't it?
Little cut fastball that he left out over the middle.
Nice easy swing, just like he put on the 100-mile-an-hour pitch.
Didn't try to do too much, and the man that Ozzie Albies calls Mr. FaceTime is in the dugout. He's very good at celebrating too.
So 2 solo homers from a couple of the Braves kids tonight has accounted for the offense. And Kurt Suzuki's the batter and had a good cut, fouled back.
I got to know this because Camargo was such a great defender in the minor leagues, didn't hit that well. So you think, hey, when you come up to the big leagues, you're not going to hit as well as you did in the minor leagues because the pitchers are better. But manager Clint Hurdle talking before the game last week, mentioning how that's not uncommon, that a lot of hitters will come up and they'll show more power in the big leagues. He didn't know why, if the bats were better or if pitchers are around the plate more, but he mentioned your friend George Brett doing that.
George was very average, just above average in the minor leagues until he met Charlie Lau, who changed his swing, went to that deep set over his back leg, hit off front foot.
Right.
Top hand comes off the bat. That changed his whole life.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Line into left field. Suzuki's got a hit. And all of a sudden, SunTrust Park is really starting to stir. 36,650 the attendance tonight. Would love to see the Braves do what they do so often. Score runs in the late innings and win this game at home tonight.
Zook hammering a high fastball. Those good hands, swing going through the zone, that bat flying through the zone. And Chip and Joe, I can still smell the smoke from the fireworks. The crowd's getting loud here, and this team is fun to watch.
Cue shot by Albies, foul. It'll be interesting to see how Ozzie plays at the plate over this final month of the season. Before the game today, Joe, Ron Washington and Eric Young had him in the batting cage for about 45 minutes working on his bunting.
Yeah, and that's not the first time they've had him in there during the course of the season. It's usually about once a homestand, and something that hopefully he will incorporate, because If he becomes a good bunter, draws the infield in, that's only going to help him.
My opinion, hand-eye coordination off the charts. Plate discipline, not so good. Started to swing at everything, and if I'm a pitcher and I get the scouting report and they say this guy swings at everything, I'm not going to throw you a strike. His job becomes much harder. The good news, if he's able to add that plate discipline, mix in bunts, other things, he will be lights out.
Now he fouls one off his foot. Braves have been kneecapped a couple of times in this game, if you will.
That was his back leg.
Ender Inciarte fouled a ball off his foot earlier. And now Ozzie takes some lower extremity punishment, and he tiptoes around behind the tomahawk at the plate.
Oh my, look at the rosin fly off of that.
Right now he's thinking, I'm going to hit a single, but I'm deking Marte, so I'm going to turn it into a double.
Yeah.
Worked once.
Yeah.
So stay here a little longer with me, guys. Just a little bit longer to milk it.
Talking to Kevin Seitzer today some more about Ozzie, and he said that he has talked to Ozzie about this, that not only is Ozzie very talented, he's also very smart. You know, he's very analytical, and that sometimes he outthinks himself. He thinks too much when he goes to the plate about what he's going to do or try to do, instead of just looking for a pitch or looking for, you know, soft or hard, and making sure he gets a good pitch. And that gets the better of him by thinking too much.
So a run is in. Suzuki at first. Let's see if Ozzie can work the old two-strike rope-a-dope against the Pirates. He could not. That ball bounced a couple of feet in front of the plate, and Ozzie's retired on a check swing strikeout. And that'll bring up Dansby Swanson.
Also a nice stop by Cervelli.
That's the 7th strikeout for Tyon tonight. Dansby's next, then the pitcher spot. And that'll be Lucas Duda, who's going to grab a bat and come on and pinch hit, barring a double play here. Dansby's lined out and was walked with 2 outs his last time up. That's downstairs, ball 1. Cardinals lead the Reds 7-2. St. Louis has been one of the great stories in the second half of the year. The Cardinals have won 10 consecutive series, and they're trying to win their 22nd game in August. What a turnaround for them. Cubs and Phillies still tied 1 apiece in the 8th inning. Pitch, check swing, and rolled foul. Milwaukee is beating Washington 4-1. Gio Gonzalez had to walk across the concourse at Nationals Park and join his new team. The Nationals traded him to Milwaukee before the game tonight. What a jumbled National League playoff race. September is going to be so much fun. And now the 1-1. And Dansby fouls one off his body. 1-2.
This is when he's at his best.
Ground ball deep short. Newman's throw to second is in time. What a play by Newman on a slow roller. And they just did erase Kurt Suzuki by the slimmest of margins. Big play.
Nice play by Newman to get an out there. And a good call.
So Lucas Duda will come on and pinch hit for Luke Jackson, who gave up a hit in his one inning. Duda almost brought the crowd to its feet here against Chicago. A deep fly ball to center that Albert Almora caught. Kind of like Ender's catch earlier tonight. Duda had a great chance for a double, but it went unrewarded. Ball's carrying to right. Let's see if Lucas can get something he can handle.
I asked him about putting this crowd on its ear almost last night, and he goes, "Oh, nothing you can do. Tip your cap. Nice catch." He said he's a great player.
13 homers, 48 RBIs with Kansas City. And this one's popped up left side. Freeze near the line, now in foul ground, is going to make the play, and that will retire the side. But Atlanta gets a 370-foot home run from Johan Camargo, and the Braves have new life after 7. We're tied 2 apiece in game 1 at home. Couple of solo homers for Brian Snitker's ball club. They've been swinging the bats pretty good as far as the long ball is concerned over the last 32 games. That's our Synovus Greatness Made Here feature.
20 and 12. Ton of homers. And again, excellent pitching. We bragged on the offense. I'm not going to say carried in the team most of the year, but they've been certainly the bright spot of the team most of the year. Now the pitching's doing the job.
So Adam Frazier is going to pinch hit for Tyon, who went 7 innings of 2-run ball tonight with 7 strikeouts. And he will face Brad Brock with the 9, 1, and 2 hitters scheduled for Pittsburgh.
Brad Brock with that funky delivery. Can run it up there 95, 96. An incredible changeup. He'll throw both to righties and lefties, and a good breaking ball slider as well.
Swing and a miss from Frazier.
Joe, you made a point about the pitching being good now, and I really believe that's what good teams do. They take turns picking each other up. When they lose, they don't say we lost because of the pitching or we lost because we didn't score. You know, they say, hey, if we gave up 5 runs, then we needed to score 6. And if we give up 1 run, all we need is 2. And you don't start blaming different areas of the game for losses. You just say we won or lost as a team. we can't stay hot all year long with the pitching or with the hitting.
Right.
So you take turns picking each other up, and that's what this clubhouse feels like.
Well, personally, if I had my choice, I'd rather have the pitching hot for the final month.
Yes.
And that's outside. A leadoff walk from Brock for Adam Frazier, the pride of Oconee County High School in Watkinsville, Georgia. Bet you his pass list is heavy tonight as Pittsburgh makes its lone appearance to Atlanta in 2018. Leadoff walk in a tie game late. Let's see if Brock can pitch around that. Marte will be the hitter. He's got a couple of singles, and he scored the second of the Pirates' runs. Double play ball. Tricky hop, and it ate up Ozzie. And the ball trickles into shallow right field, and everybody's safe.
He got a horrible hop. It was hit sharply, to be fair, but it really came up on him.
He had hit the slope of the mound and then the infield dirt. It must have had a ton of spin on it. And had Frazier been paying attention, he might have been able to take third on that play. The ball trickled into shallow right, and he never saw it.
Well, he might have been going in there to try to break up the double play, too.
So a walk and an error sets it up for the Pirates. Here's Bell, double play candidate. Braves have made 2 errors tonight. And Brad gets a corner call there, a strike. Walks have been a little problem for Brock. That's 5 walks for him now in his last 5 outings. He's ahead of Bell here with nobody out.
Playing Bell to pull, working the outside corner, hoping to get that rollover.
He cuts it loose, doesn't he? Bell does not get cheated.
He's a strikeout candidate. He's punched out 86 times. One of those would be just fine with Atlanta. And the 1-2 is lined into center field. Ender on the run. Got it. One runner will tag. That's Frazier. And Ender with a fine running catch as Bell smoked one toward right center field. That's the first out. Marte didn't read that well. He didn't tag. And that's a big break. The double play still in order here.
If you watched this swing, he went down and got that. He almost flicked it. So if you're reading body language as a base runner, you're not thinking the ball is going to be approaching the warning track on a line drive. That shows you the raw power from Bell, who had 26 home runs last year.
Yeah, he kind of lunged for it. But the runner at first base in that play is he doesn't want to get caught tagging up if it gets over Ender's head. He's supposed to go halfway so that he can score on it.
So it's first and third, and a nice stop by Suzuki. Here's a ball right across the shoot tops of Polanco. Ball 1.
Great route by Ender too on that line drive. Not a lot of room for error or any missteps. He read it well and did a great job on that ball that is sort of right at you and tough to read.
I don't expect Marte to run in this situation because he'd take the bat right out of Polanco's hands. And as a left-handed hitter, they like the matchup here. They've been a little unconventional tonight, but like you said, Chip, that was a good move or a good thought about the runner trying to steal with Tyon up there. They were going to pinch hit for him anyway. But if Marte steals, Braves would put Polanco on.
Marte started, stumbled, and then stopped. He's done that a couple of times in the game. 1-1 strike. And fouled away 1-2. Well, a strikeout here would be enormous.
I don't want to predict the pitch, but I really like the changeup.
Yeah.
Polanco struggled with it, and he set up for it with the last 2 pitches. Brock has a good one. We'll see if he goes to it.
If he can control it like Anibal did, then you bet.
Nope, going with a high fastball. 1-2 pitch. And it wasn't high enough. So a 2-strike hit for Polanco puts the Pirates in front. They do cash in the leadoff walk. And a big hit for Polanco gives Pittsburgh a 3-2 lead.
Braves are getting burned on that pitch because they're not elevating it out of the strike zone enough.
I agree. It jammed him, overmatched him, but as you said, too good of a pitch in that situation. Or we'll say not where Zook wanted it. Not ideal.
That's a big strike zone too. To throw it high, you got to throw it higher than high. It's Polanco's a 6'5", 235-pound man. So the runners go. Suzuki can't get a handle, and the Pirates pull off a double steal.
Sneak attack, double steal.
You can see
Zook
the ball
with no chance.
You can see the ball come out of his hand in that first replay. He did not have a grip on it.
Now the infield comes in for Freeze. And he takes low. 2 balls, no strikes. So Atlanta's going to have to come back again, this time in the 8th inning. Braves will have the top of their order coming up. And staring down a very tough Pirate pen.
Started with a leadoff walk. That really hurt.
Braves were a bad hop away from turning a double play after that walk. But no such luck after the Bell fly out. Brock got to 2 strikes on Polanco, and he hit a 2-strike pitch for the go-ahead Pittsburgh run. So now it's full for David Freeze. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Dickerson would be next. Braves have Jesse Biddle getting ready. One would think it would be Biddle versus Dickerson. We're about to find out. Pitch is poked toward first, and Freeman will look Marte back to third base. There's the second out. So Freeze tried to poke one the opposite way, and he's retired as 1 for 4, and it will be Jesse Biddle to come on. So the old leadoff walk is costly for Brad Brock and the Braves. We'll see if Biddle can keep it a 1-run deficit. Lefty-lefty matchup coming up after the break.
It's the Friday
of the 8th inning. A day at SunTrust Park's a great bargain for you and the family. And with the Braves Value Pack, you can get your game ticket, a snack, and a drink of your choice starting as low as $15. You can add as many tickets as you like, so it's the perfect way to catch a game with family or friends. Try it and see for yourself by heading to Braves.com/value. Jesse Biddle is on for Atlanta. Mentioned that 2010 draft class that was so impressive. Well, Jesse was part of that. He was the 27th overall pick by the Phillies that year, taken 11 spots ahead of Noah Syndergaard in 2010. Luke Jackson was also in that draft. He was the 45th pick by Texas.
Biddle's got a nice run of 6 straight scoreless outings. Pitched in both games against Tampa Bay.
First pitch swing by Corey Dickerson is skied foul and out of play. It's 0-1.
Did you see the leg lift right there? There was no hesitation. He can bring that leg down and have a little bit of pause and then come home.
He'll mix it up. He'll slide step on you too.
Like Tyon, also had a road filled with adversity to get to the big leagues.
That's Keone Kela. They got him from Texas, where he was terrific late in the games for the Rangers. He's going to be the pitcher in the 8th. First, the 1-1 is high and in. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, their bullpen is good. They've got a couple of closers at the end, beginning with Kela and then Vasquez in the 9th if needed.
Two balls, 1 strike. Good hook. And now Atlanta's a strike away from going back to work. On the offensive side of things,
I like that. Left-handed hitter on a left-handed pitcher. He throws a bad curveball that missed poorly. You don't expect him to come back with another one.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And Dickerson hung in there and stays alive. Other baseball tonight. Colorado's in San Diego. Boy, the Rockies are having trouble beating the Padres. San Diego beat them 3-2 last night. Remember, Colorado had 7 games against losing teams left after they left Atlanta, and the Padres account for all 7 of those games. They've given Colorado big problems.
Yeah, I think they've won 3 of the first 4 meetings.
Another 2-2. Swing and a miss. Biddle gets the man he was assigned. And Atlanta settles for a 1-run deficit. 3-2, top of the order coming up.
Chicago's Javier Baez is 29th of the season. That made it 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th. A man on for Cesar Hernandez. The single will score Roman Quinn. But Hernandez maybe trying to force the action, getting a little too greedy on the bases there. He has ended up sitting down on the rundown. They are even at 1 apiece, fellas, and they are in the 9th inning.
So they've got a tight game in Philadelphia, Jerome. The Phillies at the moment 3 games behind the Braves. Atlanta's down a run to Pittsburgh, and they will face Keone Kela, whom they acquired from the Rangers, and this guy has been brilliant in National League play.
He can bring it too. Upper 90s fastball and a curve.
And that one missed high. Ball 1.
Straight over the top arm action, Joe, with that 12-6 curveball. But as Chip said earlier, Mr. Acuna is in scoring position.
And he's already homered tonight. That came in his last at bat. Was a little tardy there. We saw Kela twice up in Pittsburgh. He pitched the 9th inning in the Braves 1-0 win over Chris Archer. He pitched the 7th inning in Atlanta's 2-1 victory behind Julio Teheran. And there's that gas at 98 up in the zone. And Acuna behind, a ball and 2 strikes.
24 saves for the Rangers. Only 1 run allowed as a Pirate in 13 innings.
Line to center, but playable for Marte. And there's the first out. Makes you wonder why Texas, in the middle of their rebuild, would trade a guy that was as successful as he is. I would assume he's a controllable player. But the Pirates happy to have him. Nice 1-2 tandem late in the game for Clint Hurdle's club, which is trying to win its 66th game tonight. Here's Ender, a single, a double, and he's flied out to right. See if he can get that foot down and go into launch mode himself. Perfect pitch, strike 1.
Talked to Ender today about adjustments he's made that have really helped him in the second half, and the word he used was rhythm. He just has a better rhythm at the plate. To me, that's better timing. He's got that leg kick that's a little more pronounced than it was earlier in the year, but he's keeping his hands back and not lunging at the ball like he was in the first half, and it's paying great dividends for him. He's taking a peek at third there.
And he bunts it foul behind the plate. Good catch, Joe. He was thinking about a bunt. And now he's got to protect the ball and 2 strikes.
You talk about that rhythm. He has a history of being in much better rhythm after the All-Star break.
Well, as he said, you know, with good results come confidence, and he's brimming with confidence right now too.
Strike 3 at the knees at 98 miles an hour. 2 outs.
I know a lot was made about the Pirates getting Chris Archer, and we will see him again tomorrow night, and a really good pitcher in his own right. But getting this guy, that was kind of one that went under the radar. 24 saves for Texas. They didn't have that many wins when they traded him. What an arm.
And it seems effortless, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the sad part is, if you haven't seen Vasquez, you're going to see 101 and 102 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So as you say, this 1-2 punch is pretty good.
Well, I'm kind of hoping we don't see him in the 9th inning. That means the Braves have rallied in the 8th.
Right.
Freddie has struck out twice. He's flied out to center. A 1-run Pittsburgh game. Braves have made a couple of errors tonight that have led to a couple of runs. Also, Atlanta, as we said, leadoff double in the 4th. Nobody out with 3, 4, and 5 on the lineup card out up there. Couldn't push across that run. That's looking big. And Freeman is down on strikes for the 3rd time in this game, and Kela had a very impressive 8th. We go to the 9th. Pittsburgh by a run. It's 3-2 in game 1.
It's the Friday Night Showdown, Pirates versus Braves, presented by Kaiser Permanente.
Tuesday and Wednesday next week. You'll celebrate the Braves franchise history with us. On Tuesday, the first 20,000 fans will get a Boston Braves Babe Ruth bobblehead presented by Gas South. Get your tickets today at braves.com/tickets.
Some Auburn Tigers here tonight. Little Tiger Cub.
Francisco Cervelli will lead off the 9th inning for Pittsburgh. Jesse Biddle out for his first full inning. And that's up and away for the second Pirate catcher used tonight. Remember, Diaz left with what was called right hamstring discomfort. He's being evaluated in the Pittsburgh clubhouse. Phillies and Cubs are going to go to the 10th inning. That one tied 1 apiece at Citizens Bank. Sharply hit. Camargo dives. Catcher running. And a beautiful play.
Wow, simply brilliant. Dove for that ball with his arm already extended. Hopped up. And a little sidearm laser show. He just flicked that ball over to first.
He's quick. You know, he's not fast of foot, I'll say. He runs just fine. He's got average speed, but he's very quick. Reactions at third base are very good.
Josh Harrison's 1 for 3 tonight, and Biddle gets ahead of him.
Joe Madden remarked about how he liked to watch Camargo throw the ball, and Sean Dunston, former Cubs shortstop, is the best of the best, or was. But he said Camargo, for whatever reason, I can't take my eyes off of him. He's got that arm where when he just flicks it, it jumps like nobody else in the game. He said he's not Sean Dunston, but he's not far behind him either.
So maybe we need to get a Johanometer. Like the old Shawnometer they held up in the bleachers at Wrigley Field when Dunston was playing for the Cubs.
That ball bounced up and hit Josh Harrison in the face.
I think so.
Off the shin guard and then back of the head.
Arizona's jumped on top of the Dodgers 2-0 in the first inning. Big series for the Diamondbacks out west. That's Greinke and Ryu at Dodger Stadium. A swing and a miss by Harrison. Second strikeout for Biddle. 2 outs in the top of the ninth.
I like that pitch by the Biddler right there. He's got the good overhand curveball. That was the sweeping cut slider. 88 miles an hour, and it came in like a heat-seeking missile. Tough pitch to lay off and perfectly placed.
The Biddler, I like that. Is that like from Batman?
Newman rolls out to short, and Jesse Biddle retires all 4 hitters. He was assigned. We go to the ninth. Last chance for Atlanta. Down a run. Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone. Well, everyone in Atlanta and everyone in Braves country is hoping for some ninth inning magic for the Braves. They are down a run, 3-2. And now they face off with Felipe Vasquez, a terrific relief pitcher who's blown just 4 saves all year long.
He's going to, as Paul said, he's going to crowd around 100 miles an hour with a changeup, curve, and occasional slider, but he's not allowed to run in his last 9 outings, and he's issued only 1 walk in his last 10.
Yeah, that's not good. You see the strikeouts there, 72 and 56 innings. In Pittsburgh, he overmatched. It was one of those where no one had a chance, so we're hoping for a little something tonight, where the Braves can get something going and claw out a run, maybe 2.
Braves have won a couple of games when trailing after 8. Let's see if they can pull one out tonight. Markakis leads off, and the first one is right there at 100 miles an hour at the bottom of the zone. Strike 1.
Lefty sidearm, 100 miles an hour, knee high. That's not fair.
That's just what you want when you're a left-handed hitter.
Ow.
No balls and a strike. And then the sweeping slider. And Nick missed that by plenty. 0-2.
Joe, I'm not a hitter, but something tells me as a hitter it may be wise to guess. Am I right or wrong?
Well, if you want to guess, you have to do it early. You have to do it early in the count. You can't guess here. You've got to be ready for 100.
Lifted toward left. Newman is there. So is Dickerson, and it's going to be the outfielder who makes the play. Called him off at the last moment. And some communication issues earlier in the game with Dickerson and Marte, but sadly not here leading off the ninth. Well, here's Johan. We know he can turn around 99.7. And he turned around a tie-on pitch in the 7th to tie the game 2-2.
371 feet into the chop house. Tied the game briefly.
And I like how you said, Joe, it was just a nice, easy swing.
When he hits home runs, that's what it looks like to me. He does not overswing.
Camargo batting right-handed now. Looks at one off the plate. Vasquez wanted that.
Can't be given a guy that throws 100 4 inches off the plate.
And a good rip there at 100. And fouled it straight back. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Entering tonight, you see those averages versus lefties and righties from Camargo. Very balanced as a switch hitter. Like to see that, and power numbers from both sides that are decent.
So from 100 to 89. 89-mile-an-hour changeup. That is tough to handle. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Again, not fair.
Served up the middle. Harrison dives, and he can't get it. Vasquez fell to his backside trying to field that ball. And now the Braves can win it with 1 swing. And you know, again, Kurt Suzuki is an excellent fastball hitter.
I like the way you think, Chip. Catching too much of the plate. Again, there's that easy swing Joe talked about. Just works the ball up the middle.
So a 2-hit night for Camargo. Suzuki singled his last time up. We haven't had a walk-off at home in a while.
No, we haven't.
All these Auburn fans here think about the miracle on the plains. Well, maybe something's in the offing tonight. And Kurt made him throw a strike, and Vasquez did. 0-1.
What was that? Quick pitch 89 fastball?
Hard to tell.
Yeah, he just threw it real quick and nothing on it. No wrinkle at 89. Because I'm just going to tell you guys, if I can throw 101, I'm going to throw 101. You will not get a BP fastball out of me.
One ball, 1 strike for the Braves catcher. And it caught it inside corner at 101.
Generous strike call by Lance Barrett. Shows where it clips the inside corner, but I do understand Suzuki's point.
Yeah. Typically on anything inner third, Kurt's going to pull the trigger on that. But that was 101.
A base hit the other way. Tying run in scoring position for Atlanta. Listen to the crowd at SunTrust.
I don't know what's going to happen, but the energy here is off the charts. The fight in the Atlanta Braves is off the charts. The team is a blast to watch. How many times have we said that? I don't know if they're going to do it, but the attempt right here is outstanding.
This would be, and it is, an opportunity for Ozzie to get back on track, really gain some confidence by doing something good here in this at bat in the 9th inning.
And I would assume, guys, it starts with patience. And And I would imagine that's hard to do in an emotional spot like this. He loves to swing the bat early in the count, and he loves to swing the bat early with runners on.
You're right, Chip, and we saw it happen again against Tampa Bay the other night when the Braves had something going with 2 outs, and they had a meeting on the mound just like this, and he swung at a borderline pitch, hit a comebacker to the mound, and the inning was over just like that. So get a good pitch to hit more than anything else.
Well, this is Ozzy's best average side as a right-hand hitter, batting .344 with 7 of his 21 homers. The beauty here is a base hit could tie the game. So the meeting on the mound is over. Let's see what they do with Albies on the first pitch. Camargo at second. Duvall pinch running, has a huge lead at first. He took ball 1.
And if he wants to guess, you were talking about guessing, Paul, you can guess here the first pitch or two. If you want to look for something off speed.
As pitchers, you're taught to feed on that aggression and throw breaking balls first pitch. I love the fact that he did not offer it that. That tells me that he is taking breaths, calming down. We'll see if it continues through the at-bat.
Ground ball hit toward Freese. He's going to step on the bag at third. And that'll be the second out of the 9th inning. And Dansby Swanson will be the Atlanta hitter, with runners at first and second now and 2 outs.
Another hitter that hits the fastball well, can chase on the righty slider. This is not a bad matchup by any means.
When Dansby was going great so early in the season, he had that right side hole in his sights. Bell is a mile off the line at first. If Dansby is late on a fastball, he could guide one down the line and Atlanta would be in business. Let's see what he gets on the first pitch. Way high, ball 1. If Dansby can keep the game alive, Charlie Culberson, Mr. Walkoff, is in the on-deck circle.
Dansby saw him in Pittsburgh in that last game. Faced him once, struck out once. That was in the Braves' 2-1 win.
1 ball, no strikes from Vasquez to Swanson. Oh, what a cut. He was on it and fouled it straight back. 1-1.
Oh, guys, I got to take deep breaths up here in the booth. I'm kind of worked up. I don't know if the chop got me or what.
It may have.
Woo.
One ball, 1 strike. Duvall leads at second. Outfield deep for Swanson. And the pitch. Swing and a miss at 98. So Vasquez got 2 strikes after 3 pitches, and now he has a world of options to play with.
He has been extremely clutch. But boy, does he have his work cut out for him with this guy.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. And that'll end your ball game. The Pittsburgh Pirates come to town and play the role of the spoiler in game 1. Vasquez seals a 3-2 victory for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And even worse news is Asdrubal Cabrera just hit a walk-off homer for the Philadelphia Phillies to beat the Cubs in Philadelphia. So the lead in the East is now trimmed to 2 games. Pittsburgh wins, Philadelphia wins. A great victory for the state of Pennsylvania tonight. Game 2 is coming your way tomorrow night in Atlanta. Braves Live is coming your way shortly. It's presented by Xfinity. Joe, Paul, and I will break down Game 1, which is won by the Pirates. A final of 3-2 tonight here at SunTrust Park.